I'm Christina. Welcome to Live Yoga Wednesdays with Be in the World Yoga. And we're going to do some yoga together right now, live as we speak. This is happening from my living room to your living room. Isn't that great? I'm going to just check to see if anybody has joined us yet. And if you have joined us, hi, I'm Christina. And I hope you can hear me okay. So if there's any sound problems that you're hearing right now, please let me know. My husband, my lovely husband over there, is going to check the sound for me too, to make sure you guys can hear me all right. But so I hope you're all doing well today. And I hope that you're able to find a little bit more freedom in your lives to get out of the house and to perhaps social distance with some friends and just be in nature, because that certainly does help a lot with, you know, how we are feeling about this whole situation and about ourselves and also our physical being too, you know. It helps for us to be able to stretch out and kind of expand and really connect to what it's like to be a part of this world again, right? Even though we definitely did connect in a very original way, a way that we've never done before. Well, yeah, definitely the way we've never done before, because we have social media and stuff like that. So, oh, hi Marilyn and hi Judy. You haven't said hi to me, so I'm sorry if I pointed you guys out, but I see you there, and hi, love you, miss you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys, and I'm being patient, and I know you are too, but we're going to have fun when we do connect again. But so what I want to tell you now is that we are going to get started very soon. You may see me develop a sweat mustache. That will happen today because I am so hot right now. If these windows were open, which they are, but if the curtains weren't there, it would be really nice, be nice breeze. But I've got some lights blasting because, you know, this is the best spot in my place to film for me. So you will see some droplets, some beads coming down. It'll be, for me, it'll be like a hot yoga class. So, but this is an opportunity for you if you want to, maybe if you have a backyard, go in your backyard and take this class. I want to tell you a couple of the things that we're going to use for today. We're going to use 2 blocks. I have one here because I may or may not use it. I don't think I'm going to use it. Mine's over there. There's another one over there. But I'd probably say, grab your blocks now for this type of pose. Another thing is if you can get a strap or a belt or this is a yoga strap, or a belt or a pashmina or a scarf, we are going to start using this guy right away today. So even though in the past I've said, have this handy, and I haven't used it, we're going to use it today. So it will be very helpful because we will do some fun standing balance poses that use this, and also lying on our back that use this. I'm going to just check in with the time. We'll start in 2 minutes. And again, I'm just going to show you the props that we'll need just in case anybody is popping in now. 1 or 2 blocks, maybe you're going to use something else as an alternative with this kind of a shape, and perhaps firmness, maybe a shoe box. Another thing, a belt, a pashmina, a strap. So it doesn't have to, you know, we're not wearing it for fashion, but we are going to use it. I prefer you to not use a resistance band. I don't know if you've seen the videos of people snapping resistance bands in their faces. It's not pretty, but it is funny. Anyway, but you know, I can't even imagine, like, that would feel so painful. So, also, I will also want to talk about accessing the diaphragm today as we breathe through our poses. So we'll start off with a breath practice a 3-part breath that we'll see if we can access in different poses. And if I forget to remind you, can you remind me? Hopefully, just in your head, and in your heart, send me a message saying, remind me of the breath again, just in case I forget. So, cool. We're going to get started now. I think it's time. Yeah. 10:05. So if you have anything that you want to share with me, I'll be able to check it at the end of the class. And at the end of this class, I'm actually going to go and check. So that would be the time to send messages, not during the class. I don't want you to stop to doing what you're doing and doing your flow and your practice. So I'm going to slide my phone over there, hoping that nobody steps on it. All right, let's start off grabbing our belt or our pashmina or some sort of thing that looks like that. And we're going to lie on our back. So just warming up right now the legs for preparing them for what we're going to do later on. A little bit more of a challenging standing leg pose here called standing Padangusthasana. Okay. So let's close our eyes for a minute. Take your feet to the sides of your mat. If you don't have a mat, don't worry. Just take your feet about 2 feet apart. Turn your palms up. Close your eyes. Take a nice inhale and let out a nice sigh through the mouth. 2 more of those. Inhaling through the nose and exhale out a nice sigh through the mouth. Beautiful. Taking a moment just to drop in here to see how you are feeling, how you're feeling in your body. Notice any areas that want to curl up into a ball or feel a little bit of tension. Of course, if the low back is feeling a little pain here, you can take those knees up and sit like that. Maybe the knees touch. And just noticing how you feel. How do you feel in your mind? Is there a lot of rapid activity going on? Do you feel centered? Do you feel calm? Is there nothingness happening in your mind? And just noticing that. Now notice the breath in your belly rising and falling on its own. We can watch the breath rise and fall in the belly while we're on our back without having to tell it to rise and fall. It's just there. We're receiving it. We're being present with the rise and fall of the breath. So this is also an opportunity to think about what it is that we can do in our life to allow ourselves to not feel that we need to always make things happen, but to be on the journey and receive what the journey is telling us. So what is the information that we are receiving? And everyone will have a different message, most likely. We're all individuals, and we all have different journeys. What is that special message to you that you can receive? Just by letting go. Beautiful. Now start to wiggle the toes and the fingers, just awakening the body. You can start to shift yourself a little bit, getting rid of any stillness, and invite a little bit more flow into the body. Flutter your eyes open. Take an inhale, and right knee is going to hug into the chest. Ooh, you might notice how that feels on the top part of your hamstring. I'm feeling it today. Beautiful. And we'll switch to the other leg. So take that right leg down. Inhale, left leg squeezes into the belly. I'm protecting my sound system here a little bit, so I might not go as far. Beautiful. And then let's reverse it. Do that about 2 more times on each side. Let the right leg come down. Inhale, left leg squeezes into the belly. Exhale, switch it out. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Squeeze it in. Exhale, reverse it. Inhale, left leg reaches into the belly. Beautiful. And then take the left leg down. Hug your right knee into your chest. And this is where we can take our belt. We can take the belt and take it to the bottom of our foot here. Something I like to teach in class, which has been taught to me by my favorite teacher. Her name is Johanna Bell. And you rub the bottom of your feet, painting your feet with the color red, because it's the color of the first chakra, which helps you feel more grounded when you balance out the first chakra. So it can help you with those balance poses and anything that may make you feel a little bit insecure in yourself and in your life. Activating the first chakra can help you to find more comfort and ease and balance in that. And then from here, taking a nice inhale, send the right foot up to the sky. So letting that belt go a little bit to give you some slack. And your leg may come out to here. You're going to keep pressing through the heel. Take a few breaths. Maybe you hold the belt in the right hand and let your left hand come down here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Imagine you're sending that breath all the way up to the bottom of your heel as it pushes up. The right toes point down towards you. 2 more breaths here. Nice long inhale. Nice long exhale. 1 more breath. Beautiful. And we're going to take the belt into our left hand and cross the right leg over towards the left side. Extend your right hand in the opposite direction, and that leg is going to go down as far as it feels comfortable so that everything here on the left side can stay level. So it's just going to go right across. Doesn't have to go down to the floor because that's just going to flip you onto your side. We're going to take a few breaths here. Reaching through the heel again. Spreading through your toes. It always creeps me out when I have to put my right hand underneath my couch. But you don't have to do that. You can bend your arm if your hand's going underneath furniture. Beautiful. Inhale. Take that leg up to the sky. Switch the belt into your right hand and take your right foot out to the side. Continue to press through the heel of that right foot. Might find some things in the way. Adjust. So I'm keeping that left hip anchored down onto the floor. So maybe you can guide it with your left hand here. You can flex through the left. Take 3 breaths. Maybe your left hand is extended to the side. And you can look over towards the left hand. Take a few breaths. So you start to feel the lines of energy reach out through the legs, coming from the source, the torso, the core of the body, and the glutes, right? And the hips. Bend that knee, soften it a little bit, take it up to the sky. Take another inhale here, and exhale. Hug the right knee into your chest. Beautiful. Send that leg down to the floor. Inhale, left leg reaches up to the chest. Again, I'm protecting. I have my speaker over there. Beautiful. And then taking that belt, painting the bottom of your foot with beautiful red light or red sloppy paint if you want. Whatever you imagine. Maybe it's red love and hearts that you're painting the bottom of your foot with. Beautiful. And when you feel like your foot is completely painted up from the toes all the way to the heel, inhale, send that foot up to the sky, press through that heel. Again, your foot may come this high up because we want to try to keep the knee not so bent. And if this happens, it happens. You're trying, right? Send that heel up to the sky. You can hold onto the belt with two hands, or you can have just the belt in your left hand. So using your breath. Nice deep inhale. Maybe you send that breath all the way down into the torso on the inhale, and the exhale sends that foot up to the sky. One more breath here. Beautiful. Take your belt into your right hand and send that leg over to the right side. Keep the left hip, actually keep the right hip over to the balancing on the floor. You can gaze past your left hand. Take a few breaths. Feel that beautiful opening. You might be feeling like I am in the side of the leg, in the glutes. Flexing through the heel of your foot. Beautiful. Soften that knee. Send it up to the sky and switch the belt to your left hand. Right hand reaches out to the side. Reach through your left heel. You may not hear me, but I'm a little bit crickety, a little snappy in my bones. That's my Vata nature, actually. Vata people usually have crickety bones. You hear the muscle rolling over the bone. It's actually not the bones that are crickety. It's more, I guess, muscle rolling over bone. Inhale, send that leg up to the sky. And exhale, hug with love that left leg in. Take your left foot down to the floor. Put your belt to the side. We will be using that, so don't throw it across the room because you think you're done with it for the day. Beautiful. And then hug both knees into the chest. Put your head to your knees. And we're going to rock back and forth to rise on up. And rolling all the way up. So coming into a cross-legged position. If you're more comfortable sitting on a block, you can go ahead and do that. Sitting with both sit bones across the horizontal position of the block. And just to focus a little bit on a breath called three-part breath. It's called, I'm mixing up the names of two, so I'm just going to say Dhyana breath. Oh, gosh. Don't quote me on that. I'll look it up, and then I'll send you a little note of what the actual name of the breath is. Because for some reason, I'm drawing like a blank on the correct name. So we'll start off with our hands on our belly. So the breath is going to come into the belly. Then you take your hands to the rib cage. The breath will fill up into there as it rises from the belly. And then filling up into the chest area. So we'll call that the collarbone area. So actually I'll say belly, rib cage, chest. Okay? So starting with the hands on the side waist, inhale, send that breath into the belly. The belly should fill up. The side waist of the belly should fill up. Into the rib cage now. Bring your hands up higher and breathe all the way into the chest here. And that breath is going to come out backwards the way it came in. So exhaling through the chest, the rib cage, then the belly. So bringing your attention and awareness to it. You may try it and go, I can't do that. But bring all your attention and your awareness to it, your focus, and that's going to strengthen your focus here. Doesn't matter if it happens. What matters is that you try it out and see what happens. The more you practice something, the better you get at it, right? So taking that big breath in into the belly. the rib cage and the chest. Exhale, chest, rib cage, belly. Beautiful. Into the belly, rib cage, chest. Exhale, chest, rib cage, belly. Beautiful. And we'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, belly, rib cage, chest. Exhale, chest, rib cage, belly. Inhale, belly, rib cage, chest. Exhale, chest, rib cage, belly. 1 more time, just for fun. Inhale, belly, rib cage, chest. Exhale, chest, rib cage, belly. Beautiful. So we like to do things in 3s when it comes to yoga, or 9s, but patterns of factors of 3. But in yoga, that's why we did that. That's why I continued on with that. Oh, I'm just going to grab my phone here, because guess what, folks? I wrote everything I needed to do for what I wanted to do on this class on my phone, but I wasn't able to print it today. So, and I thought maybe I could do it, but I didn't. I forgot what we're going to do next, and I just don't want to get too sidetracked. So, okay, just to remind you, don't make fun of me. My daughter's Visco, and this is her old water bottle. So grab some water if you need to, and let's move on. We're going to come into tabletop position. So, the wrist creases are lined up with the front of the mat. The knees are underneath the hips, and your shoulders are over the wrist. Spreading your fingers away from each other, start to press the tips of the fingers into the ground, and take a nice inhale, lengthening your spine, tailbone moving away from the crown of the head. So keeping that nice length in the back of the neck here. Take an inhale, and exhale, pull the belly towards the back of the spine and push the hands into the ground to lift up. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, peel your heart open. And exhale, round the spine. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more times. Inhale. Feel the heels of the hands pressing back. Exhale. Inhale. So as you bring your heart forward, you're drawing the hands back in the mat. Exhale. 1 more time. Beautiful. And exhale. Inhale here. And exhale. Untuck your toes. Sit into your child's pose. You can take your knees out to the side if you like. Bring your forehead to the ground, or maybe on hands. Take a few breaths here. And let's walk our hands, just the hands forward, opening up the armpits. Take an inhale and exhale. Forehead can come to the ground. Lift up through your armpits here. Beautiful. Try to breathe deep down into the low belly. And then see if you could fill up the side waist and all the way to the chest. Exhale. Inhale, come up to hands and knees. And we're going to walk our hands just to open up the upper part of our body into puppy pose. So keeping your hips over the knees here, walking your hands forward, spread through the fingers. Inhale, lift up your armpits, and exhale, head to the ground. Take a few breaths here. See if you can send your breath into your belly, your rib cage, your chest, and exhale it all out through the nose. And then do that 2 more times. Belly, rib cage, chest, feeling that back body open up. Exhale. 1 more round. Belly, rib cage, chest. Beautiful. Exhale. And take your hands underneath your shoulders while you're at it. Tuck your toes and press your hands into the ground to lift the hips up and back, straightening the legs for a moment in downward facing dog. Then we'll start to pedal out through the feet here, letting one heel come down at a time. Beautiful. I think I'll have it memorized. We don't need my phone staring at us. Beautiful. And then we want to pivot our heels left to right. Send your heels to one side. And breathe into the right side body. Maybe you can even breathe into the whole belly. Beautiful. And bring it over to the other side, breathing into the left side body. Good job. Inhale, pivot to the center and start to slowly walk your feet to meet the hands at the top of your mat. Take a nice inhale here to a flat back. Here is where you may choose to use a block to put the tips of your fingers on the blocks. Beautiful, as opposed to using the hands on the shins where the shins might press the hands might press the shins back. Beautiful. We want to strengthen the upper back here and bring your feet hips distance apart. Exhale, fold over the legs. Soften your knees. Balance your weight into the front part of your feet and the heels. Inhale, hands reach up to the sky. Palms come together. And exhale, prayer right down through center line. And we're going to find our mountain pose here. So find your feet hips distance apart. Spread through your toes. Balance the weight evenly on your heels and your the balls of your feet. Press them into the ground and lift through the inner arches of the feet. Beautiful. And feel the strength of the legs. Feel that line of energy between the legs here, lifting up through the spine. And inhale, arms reach up to the sky. We'll do 3 sun salutations. Exhale, forward fold. Hinging at the hips over the lower body. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, hands to the ground. Step both feet back to plank pose, nice and easy. Shoulders over the wrist. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Keep the hips high. And then send your belly down to the ground. Elbows hug the side body as you lift up through the chest. Tailbone reaches down. And tuck the toes here. Lift the hips up and back and a nice exhale. Take 3 breaths here, pressing your hands into your mat. Sending your hips up and back. Let your head go. How does your spine feel here? One more beautiful breath, filling up into that belly. Exhale. Beautiful. Look to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to meet the hands. You could take one big giant step and inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, soften your knees, arms reach out and up overhead, palms come together. We're going to swan dive down. Exhale, forward fold. You can have your feet hips distance apart. Inhale to flat back. And exhale, hands to the floor, step back to plank pose. Take a nice inhale here. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, lower the heart. Point the toes, tailbone reaches down. Inhale, peel your heart up. You may be going up a little higher now because the body's getting warmed up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take an inhale and a nice exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Walk or step your feet to meet the hands to a flat back on a nice inhale there. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, arms reach out and up overhead. Palms come together. I like to take my feet hips distance, swan dive, exhaling over the legs. Inhale to flat back. And exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Bend your elbows. Inhale, point the toes. Peel the heart up off the floor. Beautiful. Take 2 more breaths here, lifting up through your heart. Gorgeous. Tuck your toes. Start to take that tailbone down as you lift the hips up and back. Start to reach your pubic bone up and back behind you, up towards the wall here, so that you're getting into that hinge, that fold of the hips here. Take 3 more breaths. Beautiful. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. Walk or step your feet to meet the hands to a nice flat back. Exhale, fold over the legs, soften the knees. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Beautiful. We're going to turn this right into Utkatasana. So you can have your feet hips distance apart and just bend the seat and reach the hands forward. Or you can have the feet, toes touching, heels slightly apart, and start to take the tailbone down, reaching the arms up to the sky. So let's take a few breaths here. 4, 5, one more breath, and 6. Take the palms to the heart center. Take that right elbow over the left elbow. Do a little twist here. Press your palms into one another, sending your seat back. Beautiful. Inhale to center. Take it to the other side. This is challenging. Use your breath. Relax your mind. Send that breath into the belly. Inhale, back to center. Straighten through the legs. Arms reach up to the sky. Palms come together. Exhale, prayer down the center line. Let's shake out the legs for a moment. Maybe take a sip of water. Beautiful. And so have your blocks prepared for you because we're going to add some more to this. And it might be nice to, I can't find my other block. But it might be nice to have the blocks there, nice and steady for us. So, coming to the top of our mat. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, hinging at the hips for a nice forward fold. Inhale to flat back, long spine. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step your right foot back behind you to a nice lunge. Drop the right knee down to the floor and walk your hands on top of the left knee. Opening up the right hip here. So let's start to straighten a little bit the front leg, not completely, and then soften into the hips. Inhale, tailbone reaches down towards the floor. Keep it reaching down as you soften the hips forward. 2 more times. Nice breath. Inhale into the belly. Exhale. Beautiful. I don't know if I said 2 or 1 more time. Exhale. Beautiful. Staying here. Start to press the front foot into the ground. You can have the back toe tucked for stability and also for activating the right leg, or point that back toe if the right knee is bothering you. You might have to put a blanket under there in order for it to feel good too, or a towel. Beautiful. And from here, inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Take 2 more breaths. Or 3, because I don't want to take back what I said before. 2, and 3. Exhale, straighten through the front leg. Here's where you might take a block or something handy in the vicinity. And straighten through your front leg. Beautiful. So you want to open up this front leg. So we can do that first pose that we were doing before, standing up. So it feels a little bit more open here. Take an inhale and exhale. Hinge at the hips here. If your elbows are bending, take your hands down to the ground. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Let your head go if you like. Inhale, still reaching the heart forward. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Beautiful. Inhale, bend through the left leg. Take hands to the ground. Let's do a little twist here. Actually, we'll take both of our hands to the inside of the left foot and press your right hand into the floor. You're going to take that left hand up to the sky. Take a few breaths into the belly, rib cage, and heart. We'll do that 3 times. If you want, you can come onto the ball of the back foot, lifting that right thigh up. 1 more breath here. Take an inhale just to transition. Inhaling and exhaling. Hands to the ground. Step the left foot back to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale. Lowering down. This time you can take the knees to the ground if you like, or you can bend the elbows, come halfway down through chaturanga. Point the toes and lift up to upward dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog.
Beautiful. Take a few breaths here. You can take a moment in child's pose too if you like. Take a little drink of water. Beautiful. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Stack the hips. Gorgeous. Circle the ankles. And then exhale, take that right foot down to the floor. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Stack the hips. Circle the ankle. Beautiful. Take the foot down to the ground. Coming back into your downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. We're going to pull that right knee into the belly and send that right foot towards the top of the mat here. Gorgeous. So walking your hands onto the right knee. Squeeze your thighs together. Start to move through this movement of straightening slightly the right leg to softening in the hips. Taking a few more rounds of this. Inhale to lift. Exhale to soften. Inhale to lift. Exhale to soften. And if you notice you might be getting too frowny or critical, which sometimes we do, maybe pop a smile on your face if it helps you. If you like to put a smile on your face, if it helps you to find some more ease and joy that you might be looking for. And sometimes we just want to be where we are right now. We don't have to alter anything. Beautiful. And taking that tailbone down towards the floor. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Remember to press that front foot into the floor. Squeeze your thighs together. So breathe into the belly, rib cage, heart. Exhale. You can try this. Exhaling through the heart, then the rib cage and the belly. Belly, rib cage, chest. Exhale. Inhale, belly, rib cage, chest, and exhale. Take your hands down to the floor, maybe grabbing onto your block or just straightening through that front leg. You could usually just shift back here. Beautiful. Flex through your right toes, spreading them away from each other and the heel of the right foot. Or the ankle of the right foot here. Beautiful. If you want to fold in, take 2 more breaths. Gorgeous. And then we're going to send our weight onto the right foot. Start to take both feet together. Inhale to a flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Release your neck here. Heel toe your feet, hips distance apart from each other. And we'll take a little forward fold here, letting the crown of the head be so heavy or pointing down towards the floor. Releasing the neck, releasing the shoulders, letting the upper body just melt over the lower body. Beautiful. And if you want, you can grab your hands behind the legs here. Just pull yourself a little bit closer. Balance your weight on the front part of your foot and the back part. Beautiful. Soften your knees and either roll up the spine or come up through flat back. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, palms to the third eye or thumbs to the third eye. And exhale, thumbs to the heart center. Beautiful. All right. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, heel toe the feet together if they're apart. And this time bringing the feet together for Utkatasana. Palms come to heart center. And take that right elbow over the left leg. Taking that twist. Take a few breaths here. Gorgeous. Back to center. Take it to the other side. Beautiful. And bring your hands to the floor for that nice forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back to a lunge now. Gorgeous. Oh, you know what I just realized? Let's take both feet together for a second. forward fold. Take that left foot back behind. We didn't do a twist on this side. No big deal. We're going to do it. We're going to throw it in there. Beautiful. So take your hands to the inside of the right leg here. Press the left hand into the ground and send that right arm up for that twist. Taking a few breaths here. That back knee can be on the ground if you like. Beautiful. Hands to the floor. Send your weight onto the right foot. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, hands to the ground. Maybe you step back, or maybe you're more of an advanced yoga. You want to jump back into chaturanga, never into plank, into chaturanga. Beautiful. Lower yourself down. However far down you want to go. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Taking a few breaths here. If you're feeling those beads of sweat, yeah, ditto. I'm feeling it too. But it feels good. I only don't mind sweating for yoga. That's basically the only time. Beautiful. Alrighty, friends. Now, let's step that right foot forward to a lunge here. Reaching through the back heel. Take a few breaths. Press your right foot into the floor now. Take your hands onto your right leg. Try not to wobble. No, it doesn't matter if you wobble. Just get back into it. And we're coming into a nice high lunge. So you're reaching through that back heel. Squeeze your thighs together. And if it feels good for you, inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Tailbone reaching down towards the floor. Take a few breaths here. Breathe into your belly. Rib cage and chest. Exhale, chest, rib cage, and belly. And continuing to do that. And one more round. Beautiful. Exhale. Hands to the floor. Straighten through your front leg. You might grab some blocks here, or just keep your hands onto the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Start heel-toeing your right foot so that the big toe can press onto the ground. So heel-toeing your right foot so you have some room between the legs here. Hips distance apart. And take an inhale, forward fold over the front leg. So you should feel a nice stretch in the right thigh, the back of the right thigh. And also some into the right calf here. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Send your weight onto your right foot. We're going to go crazy now. Take your hands onto the floor and lift up your left foot. Beautiful. Keep reaching through that left foot. Maybe the left hand comes to the ground and the right hand reaches up to the sky just for fun. Both hands can stay on the ground. That's totally fine. Take another inhale. Beautiful. Exhale. Right hand comes to the ground. Step the left foot back, followed by the right leg. Step right into downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. You can send yourself into child's pose to reconnect with the breath. Maybe throwing a crazy spontaneous yoga pose may have thrown you off for a second there. And if it did, don't worry about it. Just breathe. Come into child's pose for a moment. Know that you're okay. You're safe. Everything's going to be fine. Beautiful. And then start to make your way into downward dog if you're not there yet. Gorgeous. And let's take that left leg to the left hand, coming into a lunge. You might even use your blocks right now, right? So also, if this leg is getting in the way and you don't have any blocks, take your hands to the inside of your left leg. Taking a few breaths here. Reaching through your back heel of your right foot. lifting up through your right thigh, and then taking your hands onto your left leg, coming into a high lunge. Let's situate the pelvis here, so tailbone reaching down towards the floor. Beautiful. Left knee over the left ankle. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky for high lunge. Taking a few breaths here. Filling up the belly, rib cage, chest. And exhaling. Two more breaths here. Feel how strong your legs are getting. Take the hands down to the floor or to a block. You can tuck that back leg in a little bit if you need a little bit more space or a little bit more if your legs feel like they're too far apart, basically. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Let your head go here. Maybe the elbows bend if you don't have blocks. If you have blocks, this is what it looks like. Beautiful. Sending that right hip forward. The left hip pulls into the socket to open up the IT band on the left leg. Also the hamstring on the left leg. You shouldn't feel much happening on the right leg except that you would fall on your bum if it wasn't there. So everything should be happening in the left leg right now. Beautiful. Hinge through the left knee and take both hands to the floor or blocks, raising that right leg up. You can stay here. I also like to bring a little bit more bend in my standing leg here until I feel like I can straighten the leg in this pose. So if I'm going to take this twist, I'm going to bend the leg a little bit and then reach my arm up and then straighten the leg. Taking a few breaths. This doesn't feel easy for me either, so don't worry. Taking a few breaths. But it feels good. I feel like a lot of activity happening here. A lot of movement. And take that foot down. Beautiful. Take both legs back. Opening up those hips in down dog. Opening up your sit bones. And now definitely take your knees to the ground and sit in your child's pose. You can take your knees further apart, forehead to the ground. Woo, baby. Taking a few more breaths here. Beautiful. Press your hands into the ground to sit right back up onto your feet. And as a little break on the legs here for a second, and also an opening in the upper body, which we've been folding a lot, so it might feel a little bit rounded. Take your hands, clasp them together. Inhale, lift up the shoulders towards the ears, and then exhale, draw them back behind you. Gaze forward. Take a few breaths here, letting those shoulder blades come together, letting your chest and your heart and your rib cage expand open here. You can gaze at one point to focus your mind. This is going to generate more focus in your daily life so that all those beautiful things that you want to achieve, you can easily focus on. If you stare right now at one point, your drishti is going to improve your daily focus today using your breath. Finding clarity in the mind. Beautiful. And release those shoulders. That should probably feel good because we've been moving a lot and sweating. I don't know if I'm the only one sweating here, but let's come up into downward facing dog. And then you can hop or walk your feet to meet the hands. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold over the legs and heel toe those feet out to the sides. Take your pointer finger and your middle finger and wrap them around your big toes. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, bend your elbows and draw your body forward, folding your belly closer to the top of your thighs. Taking some breaths here. Remember to start to balance that weight onto the front part of your foot too, so that you're not just hanging out on the heels. Beautiful. And releasing that, we're going to take our right foot lifted up, put the right hand right underneath the right foot. Left hand, lift up the foot. Left hand goes right underneath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Sometimes I'm in this position and I think to myself, I don't know, my mind spazzes out. It goes, how am I going to get out of this position if I'm standing on my feet? I have no idea why that happens. I should look into that, though. Some sort of psychological thing. Beautiful. And now gently lift one foot up and take the hand out. Gently lift the other foot up, take the hand out. And that's how you get out of that pose. Soften your knees. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, palms to the heart center. Okay. So we're going to come into a couple of beautiful standing poses here. First, we'll start off in our nice mountain pose. I'm just seeing if I have any sweat marks. Which I hope not. I hope you guys can't see it. So coming into mountain pose, take your feet hips distance apart and start to feel the balls of your feet and the heels of your feet pressing into the ground. Lift up your toes and spread them away from each other. Soften your knees and then start to guide the thighs in towards one another. The energy, feeling the lifting energy now. So there's a lifting energy that we actually have in our legs here. It's actually called Vyana Vayu, Vyana wind energy. Lifting all the way up. We actually also feel that in the arms and in the crown of the head. Lifting the spine up. So it's called an upward wind energy. That sounded really funny. I've gotten some upward winds before. Anyway, so from here, lifting up your spine nice and tall. Let's take the hands to the belly. Inhale, breathe into the belly. Rib cage, chest, and exhale. Chest, rib cage, belly. Beautiful. Inhale, belly, rib cage, chest, exhale, chest, rib cage, belly. One more time. Inhale, belly, rib cage, chest, exhale, chest, rib cage, belly. So you can use that breath every day to strengthen your diaphragm. Really important. Okay, so I was going to go on a tangent and then I stopped myself. So from here, bring your feet in a little bit. Let's start to soften at the knees. Send the hips down. And we're going to do a standing pigeon. Or this is also called a prep to eagle pose, but we also call it standing pigeon. Send your weight onto your right leg. I'll mirror you right now. So I'm going to be on my left leg, right leg, and then take your left foot right on top of the right thigh. The right thigh. Take an inhale and exhale. Bend the knees, soften the hips, sending the booty back here. Palms come together. Gaze at one point on the floor. Just enjoy this balance. Of course, you can always hold on to a chair, remove your hand from the chair or a wall, and just test your balance here. Taking a few breaths. Maybe you can sink your hips a little bit deeper. Beautiful. And then rise on up. You did a good job. Shake out the legs. Beautiful. I'm feeling it in my legs today. And from here, I'm going to do the other side. You could start off with your hands on your hips. This is going to help you invite more grounding and balance. So taking your weight into the opposite leg, the left leg, as your right leg goes on top, start to sink those hips down as if you're about to sit on a chair. You can even flex the right foot if you like, palms together. Keep the back of your neck nice and long as you gaze at one point on the floor, really past you so that you don't fall on your face here. Taking some breaths. Sink your hips if you want. Beautiful. Rise on up. Shake out the legs. Whew. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Standing Padangusthasana. Whew. We're going to take our belt or our pashmina or whatever we can use to wrap around the bottom of our foot. And I'm going to shake out the legs for a minute because they might feel jelly like mine do. And when you're ready, we're going to start off on our standing, the stronger standing leg. So for most of us, it's usually, I don't want to say most of us, but for some of it's the right leg. So we'll start off with our stronger leg. I'm actually going to mirror you again. My stronger leg is the right leg. Hug your left knee into the chest. Stand up nice and tall. You can bend that knee if it feels more comfortable. Lifting up your heart nice and long. Take your belt and bring it to the bottom of your left foot. Whoa! So doing this and telling you it is just a recipe for disaster. So I'll do it anyway. I'm going to focus on one object here. So from here, send your left foot out in front of you, sliding your hands down your strap or closer to your body. Really embarrassing. You can't get away with this because I'm live right now. This is what it's going to look like, but I'm not going to talk you through it yet. Oh, gosh. So my left foot's way not balanced. And that's what less walking does for you. I'll just balance on my right foot first. Okay, here we go. This doesn't seem too good either. You're hugging that leg into your chest, sending the foot forward. Beautiful. And we can stay here or add a twist to it, sending the opposite hand back behind you. So, take a few breaths. Try it on one side, and then you're going to try it on the other side. Try to do 3 to 5 breaths on one side. Beautiful. And when you're ready, you can switch to the other side. Clearly, I'm not going to walk you through this because I can't walk you through it and talk you through it at the same time. So remember to pull that leg into the chest, hug it in, then take the belt to the bottom of the foot, stretch that foot out. Remember to press through the energy of that bottom foot there. And you could stay there or look for that twist. So take 3 to 5 breaths there. Using your focus on the breath is going to actually help you stay in this pose a little bit longer. And if you're hopping around like I am, that's not unprofessional. That's just where I'm at today. Okay? So don't worry about that. It's always a good thing to see other people not be perfect because it reminds you to not be perfect. Just do what you can do. Beautiful. And that's our class for today. No, I'm just kidding. When you're ready, come on out of it. I'll work on that later. And we're going to come all the way down to the ground here. Whoo, baby. So, you can grab some water. And by the way, if you're going to leave a comment, tell me how sweaty you got, too. Because I want to know if I'm the only one sweating here like a maniac. Feels good, but I'm just curious. Alrighty, so coming to the ground, we're gonna go just a little bit over today, just to wind down from everything that we did, and then we'll come into our Shavasana, but I don't want to not give you guys a nice little stretch here. So from here, since we're very twisty today, we're gonna come into fish pose, Mitsayandrasana pose. So take that mirroring, you take the right leg forward, bend the knee, the heel comes to the left booty, and take the left leg over. Grab onto your thigh, inhale, lengthen your spine, nice and long. And we're gonna go towards the top leg that's bent, okay? Inhale, long spine, and exhale, take that right elbow around the front, left hand reaches back behind you. Now really focusing on lengthening the spine here, very important. Don't worry about twisting as much as lengthening. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, maybe you look back over the right shoulder, maybe you don't. Take a few breaths. Beautiful. And bring yourself back to center. Do a little counter pose on one side. And come right on out of it. Switch out the legs. So now the left leg is bent. Right leg goes over. Make sure it's on the outside of the left thigh, of the right thigh. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Bring your elbow right into it. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Right hand can reach back behind. Maybe you look back behind. Take some breaths. Your body should feel really open for this stretch. Really warmed up for it. Beautiful. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. Do a little counter pose here. And then come on out of it. Take your feet forward into a Dandasana, staff pose. Flexing through your toes. Take your hands down to the ground. Inhale, lengthen your spine, nice and long. Press your hands into the floor. You feel this lifting of the spine, as if someone is tractioning your spine right now, separating the vertebrae away from each other. Beautiful. And release the shoulders. So one more beautiful stretch here. One of my favorites. Take your legs either, two options here. Wide, the right leg comes wide, the left leg bends in. Or you can come into Jianu Sheersh-Asana, which is the right leg reaches forward and the left leg stays where it was. So beautiful. So you can come into this one. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, take your left hand to reach for that right foot. And the left arm reaches up and over. So right hand reaches for the right foot, left arm reaches up and over. And just opening up the side waist that way. Maybe eventually that hand can reach for that foot. If you're coming into Jianu Sheersh-Asana, you're going to reach your hands forward for that front foot. Maybe that left knee comes back behind you. Inhale, hinging at your hips, and exhale, folding. So when we say hinging at the hips, we mean hinging from here, not from the low back. Because if you're hinging from the low back, you're just going to be rounding your low back, and that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get nice opening in the back part of the leg here. Beautiful. This is also going to do a beautiful stretch in your spine if you hinge at the hips. Take some breaths. Beautiful. And wherever you are, walk your hands back towards your body and switch out your legs. Again, you may want to have the left leg out to the side, reaching for that foot up and over, just hanging out here. You feel that nice opening in the low back. That's the QL muscle you'll feel. And we could still get that same effect in Jianu Sheersh-Asana. I get it, but mostly you will feel it in the hamstring. So taking it to the other side. Hinge at your hips. Inhale. Exhale. Taking some breaths here. You may want to take that right knee back behind you. Beautiful. Start to walk your hands back towards your body. We're going to make our way onto our back. Roll onto your spine. Take your knees here for a moment. And take your hands on top of your belly, feeling your belly rise and fall. And lift your legs up to the sky. Make some circles with your ankles. Gorgeous. Bend your knees, take them down. And we're going to do a little bit of a mini bridge here. Inhale, lift your hips up. Clasp your hands, roll the shoulders under. Press your feet into the ground. Spine is lengthening, so the tailbone is continuing to reach up. Beautiful. Pubic bone is reaching up too. And exhale, lower down. Hug your knees into the chest. Happy baby. Grab the bottoms of your feet and take your knees to the armpits or to the sides of your bodies. You can rock a little bit here. Gorgeous. Take your feet to the floor, legs to the side of your mat. Open up your palms and close your eyes for a little bit of Shavasana. Closing your eyes, allowing your body to let go completely here, feeling the muscles start to relax. We feel the muscles letting go on the bone letting go into the muscle, softening. And this is where we receive our practice. Start to receive rather than do. Allowing all that beautiful pranic energy, that vital life source, to circulate in our body and for us to feel it and for us to contain it into our body. We feel this Samanic energy in the body. Receiving our journey, receiving all the answers to the questions that we have, and also the questions. We also might receive more questions. And just receiving here. You can notice your breath rise and fall. And start to deepen your breath into the belly. And take a nice inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Stretch from fingertip to toe. And take yourself over to one side. Resting here for a moment, bring yourself to the fetal position. Allowing yourself to be reborn today. And taking one hand into the ground, bring yourself up to seated. Close your eyes if they're not closed. Just taking a moment, take your right hand over your heart, your left hand over your right hand. Feeling this beautiful guidance within you. And take your palms together for Namaste, Mudra. And we'll seal our practice with the sound of Om, inhaling. The light in me is honored by the light in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing your practice with me, which is such a beautiful way for me to feel your presence and for us to all feel each other's presence as we do something to take care of ourselves and just get more deep into our beautiful spirit together. Okay, cool. Let me see what's going on here on Facebook Live and see if anybody has asked any questions or anything like that. Hi, Julia. I don't know if you're still here. Yeah, join me for chair yoga tomorrow. If you're still here, I'll send you a message. Join me for chair yoga tomorrow for YMCA Zoom. So if you guys don't know about this yet, this will be my third class tomorrow. Started teaching Zoom with the YMCA. And you have to be a member to join the Zoom class. So it is the Meadowlands YMCA. And we're doing a Zoom class tomorrow at 10 a.m. And it's a lot of fun. So it's great to see beautiful, familiar faces. And even if you're somebody who prefers to do a regular yoga class, doing a chair yoga class you will be surprised. It's actually can really give you everything that you need without having to get so much cardio into it. Because my girls and guys that do the chair yoga class, they do a lot. They do a lot of movement and a lot of stuff that we do in a normal yoga class. We just don't do the sun salutations because they don't require, we do stuff that has to do with the chairs. But we have our own kind of sun salutations that we do. But we do a lot of stuff. It's not just sitting in a chair and refusing to do yoga. We're actually doing a lot of yoga. So if you want to do that, join that. So, and let's see. It's always so confusing because it doesn't refresh early enough for me. Is there anything else? I'm going to ask my husband. Is there anything else anybody? That's about it? Okay. I'm actually looking at myself ask questions. I'm going to write a comment to myself. Thanks for joining
you today. Anyway, so if you didn't open your curtains, Judy, I know. The reason why I don't open my curtains is because it gets so bright that I'm in darkness and everything else is light around me, but I'm like a silhouette, which sounds pretty cool actually, but but yeah, it wouldn't work. Let me see if anybody else said anything. Aw, I appreciate you too, Marilyn, and please let me know, or right on here actually, if you're doing any Pilates classes, any Zoom or anything with the YMCA. Not yet. Yeah. Okay, cool. That was a lot of fun. Mwah. I love you guys. Thank you so much for doing yoga with me and feeling good in your body. And, you know, I love doing yoga and I want you to feel good in your body. So that's why I want to share this beautiful gift that we have in the world that I know how to do. And I want to share it with you. So thanks for joining me today. Namaste. Be safe, be happy, be well.